Good evening, it is 7:09, and I hereby call to order the December 2015 meeting of the Village of Tivoli Board of Trustees. Will you please join me and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I want to begin with, you may observe that Robin Bruno is not here on this board tonight, and that is because she has actually resigned from the Village Board of Trustees. That is so that she can take another position. It's not that she didn't want to keep doing it, nothing terrible happened or anything like that, but it would have been a conflict, so she had to resign. And I want to thank Robin Bruno for her 5.5 years on the board, and also for serving as deputy mayor. So thank you to Robin Bruno. And of course, she was also the deputy mayor, and the mayor has the responsibility and power to appoint a deputy mayor from the Board of Trustees. And I'm pleased to announce that the new deputy mayor is Emily Major, and we managed to get your nameplate here for the meeting. Emily, I want to thank you for taking this position, and it's going to be nice to work with you.
Thank you very much. I'm honored.
So, this is the board you're looking at, and obviously there is a vacancy on the board, which I will be thinking about who to appoint, because it's an interim appointment. Just comes straight from me. So, I'm going to take some time and try and find a very good candidate for that spot. Moving on to a village clerk's report. Clerk Ganella, please.
The clerk's office sold 551 trash tags. We attended a planning board workshop and meeting. We're continuing to collect water and sewer payments. We processed 2 payrolls, and we're beginning to prepare W-2s and 1099s for the end of the year. And the office will be closed on the 24th and 25th, half day on December 31st and on January 1st, and also on January 18th for Martin Luther King Day.
Thank you. So it's a half day on the 31st and a half day on the 1st? Is that?
No, the first is a full day.
Full day. Okay, thank you. Moving on to approving the minutes from previous meetings. We have the regular board minutes from November 18th and board workshop minutes from December 9th. You've all had a chance to look these over. At this time, is there a motion to approve both sets of minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion was made by Trustee Schneider and seconded by Deputy Mayor Major. Any discussion? Thank you, as always, Clerk Ganella, for keeping these minutes so well. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the minutes are approved. Moving on to a treasurer's report, please.
In the general fund, we spent $28,507.78. In the water fund, it was $15,630.87. The sewer fund was $8,986.36. And the expendable trust was $260, for a total of $53,385.01.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I move.
And is a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the report is accepted. Moving on to paying the bills, payment of the bills. Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
That was Ezrati and Schneider. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pay the bills. Zoning report, Trustee Ezrati, please.
Which tab is it? There we go. For the month from the last board meeting to the current meeting, 6 building permits were issued, 5 inspections were undertaken, 2 CFOs were completed, and 6 complaints were addressed. There were pre-construction and final electrical and framing inspections. One of those still remains open, one path and full pass. The complaints were nothing remarkable, so. A total of 320, oops, that's the wrong one. Okay, this report doesn't have fees collected in it. I'm afraid that's it for the report.
Yeah, the complaints consisted of, some garbage bags being left outside, an outside light being left on, causing a glare into the neighboring residents, that sort of thing. And I also, thank you for the report, Trustee Israedi. The Board of Trustees is taking a look at our building fee schedule, which was last updated in 2010. So we've been working on that in the workshops, and we're getting closer to presenting a new fee schedule to make sure that what people are charged is the appropriate amount based on providing those services, costs, fire inspections, etc. So we're taking a look at that. I recently discovered it was almost 6 years old, so we'll be talking about that more next month. Clerk Ganella, do we have any correspondence this month?
No correspondence.
Thank you. And public comment on agenda items. As always, I will quickly go through and tell you a little bit about these so you have some idea what we might be talking about here. The first one is a $1,000 grant for trees. It's a quick start grant that we will be applying for. Number two, some budget modifications. The zoning lines, the landfill line, which is where we have the landfill monitored twice a year, are both not where they need to be, so we're proposing to move money over there from the police line, which has been doing well so far this autumn. Resolution establishing election day. A resolution of support for Solarized Northern Dutchess. It's a consortium of municipalities, and they are going to try and get a broad sort of solar program going. They're applying for a grant to fund that. We're going to chime in and say we're in favor of that. Resolution standard workday and reporting resolution. Clerk and I believe that's for the clerk and deputy clerk for
Yes.
those positions. Yeah. And we will also be, we're applying for a DEC estuaries grant application that is related to 3 large culverts down by the waterfront parcel, which drain from the dead end of 78 under the railroad tracks out to the river. They've been gunked up as long as I can remember. DEC Estuaries is offering a drainage grant, so we are saying, hey, let's try. It's another one of those early pieces to getting our park built. So, and we have 2 village court audits where an independent auditor checks the court's books and makes sure they're correct, and approving a holiday schedule. So, any public comment on these agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move on to regular business number 1. Turn back. Resolution, do we have a number for that?
34.
34, thank you. Resolution to file application for Urban and Community Quick Start Grant. And again, this is a grant which would win us $1,000 to be spent on trees. Execute a project agreement with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for such financial assistance to the Village of Tivoli for the Tivoli Arbor Day project. The Green Committee's been working very hard on sort of lining us up to eventually be a Tree City USA. These are a number of little steps, but we need some trees first, so this is a nice quick grant to get you started. Is there a motion to pass this resolution for the grant application?
Oh, yes, we.
The Deputy Mayor, is there a second?
Second.
Give it to Trustee Schneider. Any discussion? Good luck, Tivoli. Thank you, Green Committee.
That would be in addition to the 4 trees that we already.
Yes, in addition to the 4 trees. We'll do-
There's a roll call on that, Mayor?
Yes, thank you. I actually managed to get there this time, but should never fail to remind me. Trustee Ezrati,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Major,
Aye.
Trustee Schneider?
Aye.
And I also vote aye, and the resolution passes. Proposed budget modifications. We've talked about these extensively in the workshop. You've looked them over. This is zoning. There's $300 to cover a temporary clerical assistant in the clerk's office. That would be going into the clerk's line. And the landfill monitoring, which I told you about. At this time, is there a motion to go through with these budget modifications?
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
That was Schneider and Major. Any discussion? I think it's good. We've been trying to follow this more month to month and do
Yeah,
things
so that we keep
as we
up with
go,
the budget.
and of course, trying to get the money in that line before you go over, right? That's the idea. So, with that discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the budget modifications are approved. Moving on to resolution, is this 36 now?
Yes.
Okay. Establishing election day. Pursuant to section 15104(1)B of the election law, a general election will be held on Tuesday, March 15th, 2016, at the Village of Tivoli Firehouse, 2 Tivoli Commons, Tivoli, New York, between the hours of 12 noon and 9 p.m. This election will be held to elect 1 justice for a term of 4 years and 2 trustees for a term of 2 years. Is there a motion to establish this election day?
So move.
Trustee Ezrati, is there a second?
Second.
Deputy Mayor Major, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That election day, again, that's March 15th, the Ides of March.
Mark your calendars.
Resolution 37, a resolution of support for the Solarize Hudson Valley and Solarize Northern Dutchess campaign. Tivoli designates the Green Committee as the primary collaborating organization to meet the goals of Solarize Northern Dutchess. This also has a roll call, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to put this resolution on the table?
Moved.
That was Trustee Schneider. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor. Any discussion?
I missed this part of the workshop. What does solarizing, when we become a solar community, is that what it is?
Yes, I will try and pick out some useful whereases here. Whereas renewable energy is a promising new technology for New York's households, businesses, and
Right.
communities. Solar panels and installation are becoming more affordable and widespread. The Solarize model for soft cost reduction has been highly successful in New England and is now being strongly supported by New York NYSERDA. Whereas Solarize Hudson Valley, a partnership of Catskill Mountain Keeper and Sustainable Hudson Valley, have been awarded funding from NYSERDA to roll out Renewable New York Southeast, a campaign of education combined with Solarize marketing partnerships. Essentially, let's see, this program will bring solar energy to residents and businesses at affordable costs through volume pricing. So it's a group, they've done this in New England, I think in Massachusetts, and we want it to happen in Northern Dutchess
So
County.
instead of individuals going out and making the decision, what they're saying is, we'll bring you people who do this, and 4 or 5 households will do it at the same time, and that will.
Yes,
give
across
some
a number of
cost
municipalities.
advantages.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Mayor, before you vote, did you insert a person as the designee for the primary contact?
On section 3 there,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that will be Mara Ranville, Chairwoman of the Green Committee. And question, if at any point, she left the committee or something, we need to update that? Okay, very good. And with that, thank you, council. We'll do a roll call vote. Trustee Ezrati,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Major,
Aye.
Trustee Schneider,
Aye.
and I also vote aye. The resolution of support passes, and we wish them good luck in the effort. Number 5, resolution, standard workday and reporting resolution. Do you want to speak to this at all, Madam Clerk?
Sure, it's for any appointed or elected official in the retirement system.
Very good. So it's
a
about,
yearly resolution.
To just establish it's what a standard workday is, and that gives a number of hours that determines whether or not you're full-time for the retirement system.
mhm.
Okay.
Is there a motion to set this standard workday and reporting resolution for elected and appointed officials? This is Deputy Mayor. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. And the resolution passes. Number 6, resolution authorizing DEC estuaries grant application. This grant application actually didn't require a resolution, and the application was submitted, I believe, yesterday or the day before by the village engineer, Crawford and Associates, but we want to do a resolution for a good strong record. So that estuaries grant, we're asking for $50,000 related to drainage down on our waterfront parcel. And the nice news about these grants is they have a 15% match. Often it's whatever they give you, you have to put up 50. So this is a nice one.
The resolution states 42.5.
42.
Right, so that is
Well, that's
based on
the
the
match
actual
is-
grant amount, not including the match.
Yeah,
Right. So that's the difference, 42.5 and 8.
so you get up to 50 with your 7,500
Right.
match.
Right. Thank
Which
you.
could be volunteer hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe they have staff hours taken into account in the engineer's proposal.
Mm-hmm.
We have the grant application here, which has 7,500 in matching funds from salary and fringes for the work as a
Mhm.
match. So the total.
total gets you to
Total
50.
is 50,000.
But some of that is efforts
Right,
by people who are already doing
correct.
Is there a motion to authorize this grant application?
So moved.
The motion was made by trustee Israedi, seconded by trustee Schneider. Any discussion? Good luck, Tivoli. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Actually, there's a roll call.
All right. Trustee Schneider.
Aye.
I think I don't have this in my book, but I believe you.
It was an extra one.
That's right. We got trustee Schneider. Aye. Trustee Israedi.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Major.
Aye.
I also vote aye. Thank you for your help, Madam Clerk. Number 7, acceptance of the 2014 and 2015 village court audits. Those audits, it's a requirement, and our independent auditor submitted those reports to the village board, and everything is on the level, and all the finances are clean and clear and where they ought to be. Is there a motion to accept the 14 and 15 village court audits?
Moved.
It was moved by trustee Schneider. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Israedi. Is there any discussion? All in
Good job.
favor? Yeah, good job. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the audits are accepted. And lastly, approval of the 2016 holiday schedule. We have January 1st, New Year's Day, January 18th, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, February 15th, President's Day, May 30th, Memorial Day, July 4th, Independence Day, September 5th, Labor Day, October 10th, Columbus Day, November 11th, Veterans Day, November 24th, Thanksgiving, November 25th, still Thanksgiving, and Monday, December 26th, Christmas. Is there a motion to approve the 2016 holiday schedule?
Yes.
And is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Schneider. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
And the holiday schedule is approved. The next board meeting will be held Wednesday, January 20th, 2016, at 7 p.m. with a workshop proceeding at 6 p.m. here at the historic Watts de Peister Hall. A regular workshop on Wednesday, January 13th, 2016 at 7 p.m. Now we'll move on to committee reports. Trustee Ezrati, please.
Um, don't have a whole lot going on right now, except that planning and zoning have been very busy. And we are talking about getting a new workshop going for them to get them trained, to get their 4 hours of training in so that they can be a properly certified boards. That's about it.
Okay, thank you. How's Lois Abbott? Everything's good over there?
You know, it's, as of December 31st, we will start collecting the points. And every year, we hope that we'll get it done a little faster than the last, but, you know, the fire department's been working hard, as well.
Thank you, Trustee Israedi. Trustee Schneider, please.
Absolutely. I just have the village court charge volume summary report for November 1st through November 30th. The total charges received were 7, charges disposed were 8, and a total of $325 was collected and remitted to the state controller.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Deputy Mayor Major, and I'm gonna run next door and grab the water report while you're
That's
talking.
what
So,
yeah, that's what
so you have the floor, keep them going until I get
All right.
back, okay.
Well, as always, the library is fantastic. Doing lots of things. Saturday, December 19th is going to be a big day. The Teen Geek is on hand for tech help from 10:30 to 1:30. And then at 1 o'clock, there's a program called Christmas Myths You May Have Missed, in which local author and educator Tom Quackenbush will reveal the stories behind sort of what we think about Christmas, right? So where did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer come from, and why do we hang stockings, and all those things. So if you would like to have Christmas debunked, come on by. The library has also been working on partnerships with outside groups, outside organizations, businesses and whatnot, you know, like Claremont and Germantown Library. And last night they had a Pints and Pencils event at Traghaven Pub, which was sort of a, you know, hangout coloring event for grown-ups. And tomorrow night is going to be a game night, which is a partnership with between the library and Murray's. So 7 o'clock, Scrabble, things like that, and maybe getting us ready for the winter time, and something we can all look forward to in the depths of February and March. And, you know, it's grimmer than grim. But enough about that. Book and Movie Club meets at 6 o'clock. December 22nd for discussion of the book The Young Visitors, and it's as always there's a potluck during the movie. The next book and movie combination on January 20th is going to be Forrest Gump, and the next selection for the Page Turner's Book Club, which will be meeting on January 21st, is The Night Circus. In other library news, the library is excited to start their renovation of the East Room soon. And at Claremont this Saturday, between 11 and 4, is a free Christmas open house. And it's late low season in the bays, so wear your orange. That's it.
Thank you. I want to remind everyone that despite the balmy weather, that the village snow ordinance is in effect. You're not to leave your cars on the village streets or Broadway between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. We are issuing tickets for that, so be aware, even though you're in your t-shirts. And if you don't have easy access to off-street parking, you can always get a Village of Tivoli parking permit at the clerk's office for $25. And it's a better deal than the first snow ordinance ticket, which I believe is $35, so why not? Good all winter. The Village of Tivoli celebrated Winterfest last Saturday. I had a great time, and I hope everyone else did. I'd like to call it a success, and I want to thank everyone who worked on that, certainly Robin Bruno, many businesses that contributed, and in the list of thank yous, we did forget the Troghaven, so Mr. Murphy, thank you for those cookies, and Mr. Hurley, thanks for the donation. And the Village of Tivoli DPW did an awful lot of work. I think they're getting quite good at doing the trees on Broadway. And the Tivoli Fire Department as well for the use of their space. So I hope everyone had a good time, and if you want to make Winterfest better next year, you can come and help. We always got more tasks than we have people, so.
And anecdotally, the tree that's being lighted is getting taller every year.
Yes.
And
Another
so
concern.
that's creating interest in innovations on how to get the lights up there.
Yeah,
So, but they look beautiful.
yeah, they did a good job. Around the village, you will notice some new signs that went up today. These say, "Please drive slowly, we heart our children." And they went up this afternoon. They're around the village. I want to remind everyone not to speed in the village. What's the rush? You're in Tivoli. Slow down and enjoy it. There are a lot of children, a lot of pets, and anyone deserves to walk around town and not feel like they're on the speedway. So I hope everyone enjoys those signs. They're pretty cute, and thanks to the DPW for getting those up there. Lastly, I want to announce that the Village of Tivoli won a big grant. This was a CFA grant, Consolidated Funding grant, that is New York State money. All the New York State agencies are pooled, and we applied for this. Fans of the Village Board, you'll remember we applied back in July, so we just got the award letter yesterday. That was for $25,000, and in this case, it is a 50-50 match, so we have to put up $25,000. But again, it doesn't have to be cash; it can be in-kind services. So or volunteer hours. So if you recall the wonderful volunteerism of those Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute students, just their time alone working on this is going to count towards $8,000 of that grant obligation. So thanks again to them. I'm sure they're all graduated and off working on their professions now, but it's a little momentum here. So this CFA award is actually going to be to design a shoreline stabilization plan. As anyone I think is aware, there's erosion happening down there, and we need to do a proper treatment of that parcel so we can build our park. But this is a great first step, and I want to thank Brandy Nelson and Crawford and Associates for writing and winning us this grant.
The water report.
Yes.
Which I forgot earlier. This time of the year, we're not pumping as much water as we do in the summer, so the Bald Lot well was off. The McKnight well was pumping about 7 gallons per minute. The 2 PW well was only off on 6 days of the month. The 5 PW was off. The 4 PE and 10 PE wells were pumping throughout the month. They contribute about 14 gallons per minute to the water we use. And the Woodmark wells were on all month, pumping between 18 and 20 gallons per minute, which is about what they have been pumping. The tower was full and maintained, and the pressure was what we would want it to be. There were no water main breaks, is that correct? Hey, which is a nice change. And the water quality report came out appropriate.
Hearing that good news reminds me that I wanted to thank the Village DPW. They were so burdened this summer with those 8 breaks that you certainly don't expect in the summer, and they got pretty far behind on the rest of their to-do list. And I'm pleased to say that in the last 2 months or so, they've really caught up. We've gotten the roads patched, this drainage project behind this building, and all their other typical duties of mowing, raking, landscaping, garbage, everything. So the guys started behind this fall, and they've caught up. So thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
And with that, we'd like to turn it over to public comment on Any topic of your fancy.
I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to say congratulations to our village for this awesome winter fest. And hopefully next year we'll have the weather too with us. So.
Yeah.
Wintry weather.
Joel, as you know, I'm usually the glass is half empty guy, but it was really awesome. And the trees look great in town. Driving into the village, as you know, so much better with the new road paved and the lights all lit up. So
Thank
it was
you.
a fun time. Yeah, good
The
time.
important thing is to attend these events. That's what makes them so
Yeah,
fun.
it
So
was
I'm
fun.
glad you were there and
Yeah,
had a good time.
absolutely.
It was interesting this year because it was like a steady flow.
I only had one concern. We had a fire going over there, and there were some hay bales around. I was like, man, if the spark ever went in those hay bales, you know.
Well, for once, Mr. Chrissy is not here tonight to speak to that.
He was over there
The
stirring
president of our fire company.
Stirring the coals up.
He was controlling it.
He was controlling
It
it.
was fun. It was a fun time. Really good stuff.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Good.
Okay, I agree with you. I also thought Winterfest was really nice. My concern again is about every day being garbage day in Tivoli. The cans are still an eyesore. You can't drive into Tivoli without seeing 6 garbage cans every day before you get to the Four Corners.
Yeah.
And they park in that striped area where there's no parking. I mean, they put the cans, I mean, they must walk the garbage to the street because those cans never disappear. And there's 2 by the laundromat that are permanent fixtures. I think that I don't know who does the violations or if there's such a thing as a violation of garbage cans. I think we need to start really taking a
There
look
were
at that.
actually 2 violations by the code enforcement officers that had to.
You can't drive by it without seeing it. Everybody drives by it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Karen. I mean, it's an eyesore. It blocks the egress on the sidewalk. People trying to travel through. I think it's probably we have to do 2 things. One is just general awareness, like other people care if your garbage can's out there all week. I know I do, and just sort of getting the word around to everyone. I mean, because it's really not that hard to pull it in and put it back out, for garbage pickup. I mean, also I think we probably need to update our code somewhat, and take a good look at that, and try and get a tool that lets us tackle this problem
Yeah.
for the times when just asking nicely doesn't work.
Well,
It's,
there's 2 on Woods Road now, which we've never had, that are out there all week long.
Maybe a
Snowplow
note,
get them this winter.
maybe a note
Put
the
it down
water
the
bill
river.
and then also a letter to the landlord's agents,
Mm-hmm.
just as a reminder.
Right. Yeah, I think for a number of the properties that have those, it's sort of like no one's taking care of it, neither the landlord nor the tenant.
You
No
know,
one's
you drive
responsible.
through Red Oak, you drive through one, but you don't see that. So obviously we need to change our law to make it so that it has some, strength to it, to find these people who just can't walk their garbage can to the side of their house.
well,
Are they business?
Just-
Is it businesses?
No,
or
residents.
No.
Residents? Okay.
Yeah.
Some kind
Most
of.
of them are
I've seen
you
two,
are
and I don't
supposed
know.
to, I think part of the problem is you're supposed to remove the garbage, you're not supposed to leave it for more than, like, for village pickup, you can leave it there Monday night, it should be gone by Tuesday. One of the challenges in Tivoli is you've got so many different garbage haulers, and they all come
Yeah,
on a different
That's where I think
day.
we need to take a look at the code and updating that, because it was written before there was this proliferation of private haulers, and the conditions out there aren't reflected in the code,
So
so.
it's a challenge then for the code enforcement officer, because he has to decide which hauler
Right.
But Susan,
you're there for.
I had a great suggestion one time to put a letter of the week on the can of their garbage day. If it's
I
Wednesday
forgot
pickup,
now.
put a big W on that can, have everybody who has it, big T for Tuesday or TU.
Mhm.
And
That's a
that
good
way
idea.
you can look at it immediately and know that should be removed.
Mhm.
That's a good
You know,
idea.
put a
Well,
label
you
on
only
it.
have, you got Welsh Sanitation, there's another company that
Waste
runs around on,
management.
well, yeah,
Waste
Waste
management.
Management, which I don't.
But you
see
can
very
count them on
often.
one hand, certainly.
Yeah,
It's not too many.
so, and then, of course, whenever the village picks up, I don't know when that is, but the
Tuesday
village-
morning.
Tuesday mornings,
Are they just out in bags, like?
it's a great bargain, you should consider it.
Oh, no, my bargain's much better. I've been getting.
Well, the village,
Oh,
the The village is just a tag that you put on
Yeah.
your bag or whatever, so. But, I mean, I think we totally share your frustration and that they're ugly. I mean,
And it's
it's,
still on Washburn, you know that.
yeah.
I know you battle with that too. They're still there.
Could there be
We
an
will get
impound
to it.
area? And the DPW could pick them up, take them to that, then the people who own would have to come and pay a $25 fee to get them back.
That's not a bad idea. I'd second that. Not to mention the stray bed
Yeah,
frame
may-
gets out once in a while too.
$300 tomorrow morning just doing that. Cause there's 15 cans from here to,
Well, but I have to get it into
So we
code.
clearly have a can problem to get on top of. I understand that. Are there other comments from the public? Yes, Mr. Cleveland.
the, solar. Is there anything in zoning about a permit, is that a permit?
Yes, you have to have a permit.
Is a fee, is there any, restrictions on the rooftop, in your backyard, on, wherever? Sizes and stuff like that?
I think requires site plan review. And, I don't think there are any restrictions on rooftop.
Well, there's state code provisions.
Do you know much about the state code or how it works? Yeah. I mean, I think that's another one that, when was the last time village code was updated to this? I mean, this is a pretty recent thing, right? So maybe,
Well, but remember that one of the things that you're trying to do is have consistency with the statewide provisions.
Yes.
So that
Right.
you're not adopting additional barriers to having people adopt solar.
Right.
right, we adopted the unified solar permit.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
And so you're looking to try to implement the consistent code provisions as a matter of policy.
Right.
Do you remember
So
that?
we-
You're asking me if I know that code, and I have to confess I do not.
Is that
Go
state?
look it up.
So we're using the state's rules on that as far as,
So if you come and apply for you get a permit
From the building department,
from the,
building department.
The code enforcement officer,
Good
which
enough.
is a building.
Right, which is our
and then
part too,
from
right?
that point on, it follows state codes?
Right, they implement it. We Tivoli adopt the state code as our building code requirements.
And
mhm.
who
That's part of our
follows,
code,
who follows through on that?
our code
Code
department.
enforcement
And
officer.
you still have to conform to the state.
Right, that's what we require.
That
That's
is
what
our-
we're
All the
enforcing.
other municipalities,
Yes,
or
that
most
is
of the other municipalities. I
That's
should say.
enforceable?
Sure, because
Yeah.
our code says thou shalt follow this code. Yep. In our Tivoli code, I mean, we've adopted that.
Thinking about some solar, Dave?
Yeah,
You thinking about some solar?
At my age,
Go
probably.
for it.
Any other comments from the public?
Make it easy.
Anything else?
Board of Trustees, anything else?
It would be good to clarify that and see how, because of the, historic district thing, to see that you couldn't necessarily put the solar panels right in front of your house. Do you know what I mean? So it's-
Let's go.
I think to some degree, the site plan review would cover that,
Yeah. So.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much. I want to remind everyone that our next meeting will be on January 20th, 2016. So we hope to see you there. Thanks for coming. At this time, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is 7:47 and we are adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.